Hey everyone, bringing back Anna Kelly for round number 3. How you doing, Anna?
I'm great.
Awesome. So I want to take a topic that we did last week and focus it. Last week we talked about boom bust 2021 from the economy. I was more on the boom side. You were more on the hey, we've got to get through nine more months of pain, Zuber, that you don't see. I want to take that same idea, but make it very, very, very focused on single family homes, because right now, the latest report, existing home sales are up 16%, right? For the
Yeah.
country. I've never seen that for the
Wow.
country.
Wow.
We see lots of unique regional pain, right? The exodus from California, the exodus from New York. I just want to talk single family homes 2021. What do you see coming? Because I think a lot of people that follow one rental at a time buy single family homes. So what do you think?
I think that we are surprisingly seeing a lot of people still want to buy houses. They still are thinking about moving. And a lot of that may be, like you said, regionalized, where people are deciding, hey, let's relocate to a place that didn't have as severe lockdowns, or to a place that has more jobs in the type of sector that I'm in. Um, you know, Maybe that particular company went under in your area. Just want a little more resiliency and job opportunities. There's a lot of migration, so I think that migration continues into 2021.
Mm-hmm.
So certain areas, especially in the southeast, where people are going, where it's warmer, lower taxes, a little more locally conservative, less shutdowns. I think southeast is just going to be boom for
Yeah.
2021. Houses are just going to lots and lots of demand that the supply just can't keep up with. And so in those areas, prices are going to stay high. People are going to still buy.
Yeah.
Interest rates are low, and I see a boom.
Yeah, I agree with all of that, and no need to repeat it. I agree with 100% of that. What I will add to that is I think there's two trends that continue in 2021, and frankly, I think pick up speed. One is millennials, right? Millennials now are in their 30s, at least half of them, and they are the biggest population now, bigger than baby boomers. And I believe they've started a trend of owning, right? They've been slow. They're later than past generations, but they
Right.
are there now. I could see 2021, 2022 being the one of, if not the biggest home first time buyers being millennials. And they're big enough to move the market, right? They have been so, I don't know if I want to say against or just not owning, that a switch on that alone could be game changing. I mean, the millennials, I think, are going to be pretty big percentage of buyers in 2021 and 2022. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's a good point, especially for those that were renting in high density, very
Yeah.
expensive places. A lot of millennials, where the generation before us, they're like, if you're 19 or 20 and you don't have a fiance, like
Yeah.
something's wrong.
Yeah.
I got married. I turned 25 and I felt like an old maid when I got married at 25. Uh, and now the millennial generation is holding off. They're
Yep.
living together, sometimes multiple different partners before they decide to get married
Mm-hmm.
and settle down and have kids. So a lot of them are getting married later,
Mm-hmm.
late 20s, early 30s, not starting to talk about or think about have kids till late 20s to early 30s.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when they're like, okay, it's time to settle down. So I think the combination of this pandemic and just the phase of life that they're in, and the mindset that you live it up while you're in your 20s, you travel, you do whatever, and then when you're in your 30s, they're kind of like, okay, I guess it's time
To
to think
slow
about
down.
this. So yeah, I didn't really think about that till this conversation, but I think you're right for those reasons.
Yeah. And again, number two, same idea. And again, millennials being a big part of this is work from home. I don't see that reversing. I see, I mean, certainly in the Silicon Valley. I mean, again, we had Hewlett Packard leave, and we've had others already exit. Um, Work from home's real. And if you
Yeah.
have a job that you can work from home, I don't think that's going to slow down. And if it does continue, do you want to work from home in an apartment where there's no space, right? A shoebox? Or do you want to work from home in a single family home where you can kick the kids to the backyard, or you can create a home office in the garage?
Yes.
Um, I think work from home continues, and I
Yeah.
don't think it reverses. I think it's a decade-long trend.
Yeah, and in fact, I just sold, just as an example, I just sold my house. It was a 5-bedroom house because I got 4 kids, and they're kind of stair step, boy, girl, boy, girl. And the couple that bought the house just has 2 kids. And I thought, why in the world do they want a 5-bedroom house? Well, they both work from home.
There you
So
go.
one took my office, one took another like small bedroom.
Sure.
And then they've got 2 bedrooms for kids and have an extra bedroom. So it's like they wanted their own separate work from home space because they can't be talking in the background at the same time as their spouse. So,
Exactly.
you have two people, even without kids, they might want a 3-bedroom house or a 4-bedroom house.
Yeah, again, these are all trends that I think just compound. And again, with the low interest rate environment, I mean, I had an investor yesterday tell me he got a 3% loan on an investment property. I'm like, I would pay for that. I mean, it's just crazy. But the other thing I think, yeah, I want some of that. But the other thing I think we've talked about in episode 1 is taxes. I think there are some high tax states that have had interesting choices by their governors on lockdowns, and people have had enough. And oh, by the way, these 2 states, New York and California, no reason to hide, are doing it again. And I think more and more people are going to say, I give up, especially the high income folks. I mean, I did a video on San Francisco yesterday where 90,000 people left. And they went to Nevada. They went to, and they went to 2 areas in Florida. Again, no taxes, no tax states. Right. So
exactly.
I don't know what these folks don't get, but again, I think that's a trend that continues in 2021 and 2022 that just makes the South the place to be, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So again, I think for the country, I guess closing on this topic, there are some YouTube entertainers that are still calling for a 30 or 40% national collapse. I don't think the math supports it. You may have a couple of cities that have severe pain, but nationally speaking, it will be, I think it's going to be up versus down. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely don't see a 40% crash. Nationally, I think we stay, kind of even keel. I think property values, once the pent up demand is gone, if there are more layoffs, and that's kind of the unknown in my mind, is how many of these companies have been holding tight, but yet consumer spending doesn't come back as quickly as they think, and they start to lay off. And that's kind of the one unknown in my mind of, are we going to start seeing some massive layoffs from big employers that held off and they lasted a year and now they're going, wait a second, the American psyche isn't bouncing back. They're not spending money other than on, housing because of low rates. If you start to see a lot of additional layoffs, or there's further shutdowns, or this pandemic isn't under control, then I think, yes, you could see some pain. But so far, there's hope with the vaccine. There's hope that employers have made it through this, that consumer sentiment comes back. And if that happens, it's going to be very regionalized. The crashes are going to be, like you said, New York and New Jersey and California are probably parts of it, to the bigger cities.
Yeah.
But the rest of the country benefits from that because people are going to move to those areas and they're going to continue to do well.
Yeah. And again, I think even if you pick on New York and California, which rightly so, they're big states. And I think there will be cities inside those states that do just fine.
Absolutely.
It's the big cities that are in trouble. So
absolutely. Yeah.
Anna, this has been a lot of fun. I appreciate your week. I know how busy you are. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So great to see you.
Yeah.